Hey guys, Spartan here, and I'm here with a simple, regular Risk of Rain 2 run. So, I decided I haven't been doing too much Risk of Rain 2, please ignore the mod right here, that is just another class mod that I installed. And, I do run class mods sometimes, but it's just a little thing. I have nothing that actually affects gameplay. I've made sure that everything that affects gameplay is turned off. So, we're just going to be running a normal commando run. I'm going to be playing on Monsoon, because Monsoon is obviously the only actual game mode that mounts, I know it says that Rainstorm is the way the game is meant to be played here, but in reality, you're honestly not that good of a player unless you do every run on Monsoon, It's just the, if you play on, like, Drizzle, you may as well just play Solitaire, because it's, at least then you'll just lose to yourself. So, yep, you have to play on Monsoon, otherwise it's not an actually good run. So, let's just go and start the run. Alright, got a good start, spawn near a chest. Damaged chests, oh, that's a pretty good drop right there. I think this may be a lucky run, maybe that's a good sign of things to come. Could possibly be. But, starting off near just a damaged chest, damaged chests, they're basically like any other chests, but of course they take a bit more, money, so they're probably not worth it. Let's check out this tri-shop too. Ooh, dagger. Ooh, dagger and speed. You know what, I'm gonna take the dagger first, because, Commando, his damage isn't the best at the start of the game, so having a little extra thing to help with that, always good to have. Oh, we've got a lunar pod right off the bat. You know what, we got that coin, I think I'll spend that. Strides of Heresy. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Commando. His slide is pretty good, but being able to fly it's honestly pretty decent. Right then, let's just open up this damage chest, see what's in there, see if we get something good for the build. Gasoline. That's pretty decent, Commando. Low area of effectability, so being able to get some gasoline right off the bat, that's gonna help. Oh, that is unlucky. Another lunar coin drop, but this one goes to the void. See if we get a good use item, oh, Primordial Cube. I did get some gasoline right off the bat, so, inherent synergy right there. Let's go ahead and use the cube, get some, kills, gasoline. Already putting in work. And, ooh, I see a Shrine of Pain over there, right next to the teleporter. This will give us all the money we need, most likely, in order to quickly loot the level and leave. Alright, another chest, Ooh, Rusted Key. Of course, got buffed, so next stage, while it has no impact immediately, I'll get at least a green item by the next stage, so you never know, might even get a legendary item. Now, of course, taking extra damage isn't really dangerous, because in the end, it'll still be converted to experience, so we can get later on. Energy drink, that's pretty good at the start of the game, Commando. I did swap out his good mobility skill for Strides of Heresy, so of course I'll still be moving faster, but the heal is also very valuable, considering that I don't even have a healing item yet. Now, it does seem that is all there is in this stage, which is a bit unfortunate, but, we have some pretty decent items right off the bat, so hopefully this Wandering Vagrant won't pose much of a threat to us, especially if we can get plenty of bleed stacks on him right off the bat. Vagrant is going to use his Nova on us, but thankfully we become intangible, so we don't actually take damage from that, meaning this is a very easy Wandering Vagrant kill. We didn't get that lucky on the bleed stacks, so we could have finished a bit, earlier if we did, but I think it's fine how it is. Now, we are very lucky to have a Shrine of Pain right next to the teleporter, which means that just before we teleport, we can hit the Shrine of Pain and carry forth some gold to the next stage, because it is no longer removed after that. As you can see right here, we start the stage with 127 gold, so we're immediately going to make a few purchases here. We'll start with this chest. Paul's Goat Hoof, easily decent speed item. We can get a bit more gasoline here as well, which will help us from, losing to large swarms of enemies. See, right here, it's going to chain together a few times. Ooh! Another gasoline. Is this going to be a gasoline build that we're going for here with Commando? Getting some very convenient drops here. I see the rusted lockbox, people, and now let's see what is inside the box. The Harvester's Scythe. We do have some crits, so this is a good time to get some extra attack speed. And we are getting a lot of speed in this run. This will hopefully allow us to avoid absolutely everything with our increased mobility. Ah, here we go. We get another tri-tip dagger. Gonna stack up a bunch more bleed on these enemies. And another Wandering Vagrant. Wandering Vagrant is probably the easiest boss for Commando to get, considering that he doesn't have to deal with AoE or anything like that. It's gonna throw down the Primordial Cube right here. And I just need to kill one enemy. Hopefully this one brass contraption will allow me to chain together the gasoline procs. Just going to dodge the Wandering Vagrant's explosion. Thank you very much, Strides of Heresy. Very good item. And Wandering Vagrant is down. We didn't even pay too much attention, mostly focusing on the other enemies. Chrono Bauble, that's a decent item. It's always good to get at least one Chrono Bauble, if nothing else, just for the extra proc chance of slowing down enemies. It is also good against Mithrix, which we will be fighting this run. Now, before we leave, I did spot a chest over here and another one closer to the teleporter, so we're going to grab those before we leave, because we do have the money. I have a bit more money than I have lunar coins. Ooh, another Harvester's Scythe. That'll be very helpful, considering that we don't have too much healing so far. Oh, speak of the devil, and it shall appear. We have indeed received a medkit for our troubles. That'll be helpful, getting some early healing. Ah, so there's a Lens Maker's Glasses 3D printer over there, so I think I will scrap a few of these common, we have enough speed. I think we can get rid of a few of them just to get a little bit more crit rate. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a good way to deal with these Clay Templars. If we had some repulsive armor plating or something, that would be very beneficial, but... Oh, hello. Will of the Wisp. That's going to be very useful with our Primordial Cube build here. Let's just see some of this Primordial Cube build in action. I'm going to get rid of... Oh, yes, look at that. Tasty carnage there. There we go. There is the exact repulsion armor plate we were looking for. Hopefully this will make the Clay Templars not actually that dangerous to us. Oh, you see, this is why I dislike the Shrines of Chance. They generally don't pay out, and even when they do pay out, they don't generally give you the items that you want. I'm gonna go for another Lunar Pob. Ooh, Defiant Gouge. Now, with this, I can summon enemies from the shrines, so even if I don't get a payout, I can summon a few enemies to kill for more gold to hopefully make up for the money I lose from using them. We are definitely seeing some payoff here with the Gorse Tome that we got earlier on in the run. Another Rusted Key, very, very good for next stage. Now, we are getting very unlucky. I think this is perhaps making me the most unlucky person in the world with these bad shrine drops. It is a 50% chance, roughly. Going to grab a few chests over here. Maybe they'll contain something good. Ooh, another Rusted Key and another energy drink. We are easily making up for the things we lost. Oh, large chest. You never know what could be in here. Something good, hopefully. Another green. Ooh, and some razor wire. You know, we do have 2 repulsive armor plates now, combined with some good healing from the Strides of Heresy, so maybe we could go for a razor wire build. Ooh, 2 Clay Dune Striders. Not the particularly nicest enemies to fight, but since we do have the Strides of Heresy, we can easily get up here, where Clay Dune Strider is not very easily going to be able to hit us. Even if it does, we can just heal, thanks to our high crit rate and medkit. Now, thankfully, the Clay Dune Strider is going to pull all the other enemies in to us. So, we are going to get some extra chance to apply Will of the Wisp and Gasoline procs on them. Oh, that is a fantastic boss stripe, the Predatory Instincts. With this, we're going to get a little more crit rate, and we're going to see a great increase in attack speed, thanks to all the crits we're scoring. Now, much like the Shrine of Pain trick that we used on the first stage, we can wait until all of our gold has been siphoned away to experience, and then grab 1 nugget, and that will give us a little bit of extra cash for this stage right off the bat. Ooh, big mean and scary Elder Lemurian. It is in fact an overloading one as well, so this may be a very difficult enemy to fight, but I think that we have enough damage in this run to take him out first. Just going to lead him over to the other enemies that are going to be exploding. Oh, we are getting, in fact, a bit low on health, so I think I'm going to get away for a moment. Thankfully, the fire that we inflicted on the Greater Elder Lemurian, sorry, I'm misspeaking a little, will prevent him from healing for a bit, even though, you know, overloading is probably one of the worst champion affixes you can get if you do not have a great deal of burst damage. Hopefully we will be able to get rid of this Elder Lemurian, and he will provide us with plenty of money for this expedition. And there we go, we obtained $600. Ooh, the chest I opened earlier contained a soldier syringe, that is very nice. And we're getting even more speed. Oh, look at this, this is a rather unfortunate tri-shop terminal. You know, getting 3 of the same item is not very common, but, you know, at least it is something that maybe can help us later on. More Gore's Tome and crits, so we'll be getting more money and more crits. More crits means more healing and more attack speed. And you know what? Let us summon the Alloy Worship Unit. Hopefully we get our first red for the run. Take a bit of a hit there, but it is worth it to keep the bleed procs up so that we do not lose all of this delicious damage that we are dealing. Oh, unfortunately we lost them there because, you know, spend a little too much time in the shadow form. But thankfully, Ally Worship Unit seems to be getting very low on health here. Dealing a little bit of extra return damage with our Razor Wire, you know. And there we have it. And what is our first red item? Ooh, that is a fantastic first red item. You know, we did wait a long time to get it, but, you know, 57 Leaf Clover, probably one of the best items in the game. And another Gore's Tome, so we effectively have about 6 Gore's Tomes, thanks to the 57 Leaf Clover. So we're going to be making mad cash. Another large chest, never know what can be in it, and another red. Ooh, a rejuvenation rack. Now, thanks to this, we'll be dealing out a lot of healing now. You see, even though we got hit by an off-screen enemy, the rejuvenation rack, combined with the medkit, was enough to heal us back to almost full. Getting another large chest, maybe we have something good in here. And we receive another Will-o'-the-Wisp, you know, very good item to get. And a backup mag. Okay, so we're going to be able to apply more damage through our secondary ability here. Oh, and we see a cleansing pool. I am liking our current setup, but I think we have enough healing thanks to the rejuvenation rack that we do not need our Strides of Heresy, so I will probably do away with our items. Oh, no, we did not lose the item. We in fact got a pearl for our troubles, so, you know, we do not have an extra jump, which is sad, but thankfully Commander's mobility can get us back up there, even though it is a bit minimal. And I don't think we need to find Gouge at this point in the game, considering we have enough money generation. So let's just get another pearl. Just going to grab the last few chests of the level. Repulsive armor plating, very good. Oh, we get 2 of them, in fact. So combined with the Razor Wire and the fact that we're not going to be taking too much damage and we're outputting a lot of healing, it'll require some very heavy attacks in order to get us low on HP. And we receive just a few Souls Control units as the boss. You know, that's nothing too major. In fact, they may help us if the little minions that they summon hit us. Yep. We're going to be able to tank right through that and return plenty of fire thanks to our Razor Wire build, and that will instantly heal us. So I can just stand still here, not taking too much damage, and voila. That was a rather quick kill, and we received even more predatory instincts. Very good, very good. Here we go, moving on to Sky Meadow, and thankfully there's a little trick that you can do on this stage to get a lot of money really quickly if you have a Gore's Tome. Simply shoot the rocks that spawn, and they will have a chance of dropping gold nuggets. But let's see, from the rusty lockbox, the old guillotine, decent. Ooh, a blazing Elder Lemurian is going to attempt to debuff us with flames. You know what? Maybe we should stay near it in order to hopefully actually gain the debuff so that we can deal some extra damage with our razor wire. It is seemingly working out very well for us, especially with our extra rejuvenation rack healing bonuses. In fact, we can stay near the mushroom clouds, and that will heal us enough so that we can actually deal with these enemies very quickly. Receive another backup mag, you know, very good item to get for Commando. Ooh, I can see we can get another razor wire, increasing our range and the amount of enemies we can hit. Let's get hit by an enemy right here, just to see what we can do. A lot of damage to these little wisps. Also receive, ooh, an ATG missile. You know, it's been a while since we've seen one of these. We actually haven't seen one this run, despite the fact that it's fairly a common item. So I'd say, you know, we were getting a bit unlucky with the item drops this game, but ATG missile, it's finally here, so I'd say we are in for a rest of a good run. Oh, unfortunately we only received 2 usable items. Maybe we can swap out the Samarang into our build by removing the cube. Considering that, you know, Mithrix, against him, it's probably better to have the Samarangs. Oh, we see a Shrine of the Mountain here. That is going to be very useful. You know, an extra item. Absolutely no downside to that. We're getting more soldier syringes. We are getting very high attack speed here. Hopefully we can use this with our bleed procs. We know don't have that many daggers, but we do have some high proc chance, and we have Shattering Justice now. So we're going to be applying a lot of debuffs. Hopefully we can get a death mark or something right here. That may be useful, maybe. We have slow and we have bleed, and combined with the fire from gasoline that we're getting, and of course Shattering Justice's debuff, we may actually be able to apply death mark if we can find one. You know, some people would say that you would loop if you have a run this good, but you know, I think this is just, you know, an average run. Nothing spectacular, so let's just go off and fight the boss. We see a lot of Souls Control units here. Maybe we can stand in the middle here, get rid of all of them very quickly. We are receiving plenty of hits here, which is not that good, but thankfully they don't do too much damage to us. And, oh, for our reward we get 2 ukuleles, so they're going to be chaining together crazy now. Now, before we leave, I am going to go back and grab the Samarang that we had dropped before, because Samarang is a very good item. It has high proc rate, you know. It applies a lot of bleed as well, so just take this real quick. Oh, and it seems we, in fact, did miss a chest, you know. Every single little bit counts. That's why I always take every single chest on every stage, because, you know, unfortunately we did get unlucky and we have no way of skipping the pillar event. So, this run, it may go on for a fairly long time, you know. I recommend ending your runs at roughly the 22-minute mark because, you know, Monsoon, you need to play as fast as you can because, you know, unless you're playing as Engineer, at which point you should probably just quit playing Risk of Rain 2 because, you know, he has no speed. So, you're never going to get to the end very fast, and Engineer's just going to die. You know, he has no moves. And, I mean, come on, you can't even score headshots with him. We are, in fact, going to start with the Pillar of Blood because, you know, we have plenty of healing. So, it's probably optimal to go for the Pillar of Blood. In fact, it may help us, considering that we can hit enemies with our Razor Wire if there are any nearby. You know, Pillar of Blood, have to say, it's the easiest pillar to do. We're not even taking too much damage thanks to our... Yeah, we're taking 1 damage thanks to our armor plating. So, there's absolutely no trouble here. I wish there were more Pillars of Blood, you know. Sometimes that, you know, there's only 1 that spawns. Sometimes none spawn, but, you know. I was hoping we'd get about 5 pillars, but, you know, 1, it's fair enough. You know, Design is probably the most annoying pillar to deal with, unfortunately, with its stupid knockback effect, but it is one of the faster charging ones. There's no mass mass just takes a long time to spawn. So if you're playing on Monsoon, I highly recommend never activating the Pillar of Mass, since it'll just eat your runtime, and difficulty increases, like, a lot faster in that way. Ooh, now there is a pot over there that contains an unstable Tesla coil. That would be good, but I don't really want to give that to Mithrix, because Mithrix obtaining a unstable Tesla coil could be very deadly, as we all know, by void fields. Thankfully, we got a lucky spawn, and all the enemies are, in fact, stuck behind that wall, so they cannot hurt us. A lot of people do not like these chains, but thankfully there's a trick to it. You just walk across, you don't even need to sprint. So, you know, no issue there. Alright, let us get up to the fight against Mithrix. You know, we are fairly slow here. This is one of my slower runs. But hopefully Mithrix is kind to us and we get some good proc rates on him. We did only get 2 tri-tip daggers in this run, so it's a bit unfortunate. Usually I receive about 8. And I recommend playing with no less than 10 if you have the opportunity to score as many as you can. So Mithrix is taking a lot of damage here, thankfully. He is taking 30 tricks of bleed. He did launch us, which is a bit bad for us, considering it means that we will not have a chance to apply bleeds for a fairly long time. He is going to jump up at some point soon. So we're going to hit him with the Samarang so that it keeps the bleed procs, because Samarang applies bleed procs for a lot longer than normal. And with that stack, Mithrix will be taking a lot of damage. You see he is moving very slowly thanks to the Chrono Baubles. They are putting in work here as well, obviously. So we've got roughly 150 bleed procs, I'd say, almost. He is dealing a lot of damage, but we are healing also at an amazing rate. You know, one-shot protection is saving us constantly. I can't believe some people even play with Shaped Glass enabled. I mean, come on. That just means that you would have died by now. And like that, Mithrix is done with stage 1, so we just have to deal with the mechs that he summons here. Going to throw away the Samarang right off the bat here. Deal with the flying enemies. The flying enemies are not too much of a threat until they use their big energy ball attack, which does do a lot of damage, as you have seen in the past, surely. But the machine gun attack absolutely does no damage to us, considering we have so much armor and so much healing. Going to try to get rid of the big damage orb that they're throwing out here. And there goes another Lunar Chimera. Going to get up really close to Mithrix when he spawns. Thankfully, he doesn't actually deal any damage with this attack. And, you know what, I think we can actually focus on Mithrix here. But just to be safe, I will take out the mechs that he summons. Of course, going to use our Commando's extra jump ability. Since we do not have any Hapu feathers, it is a very bad run because of that. Oh, missed with the Samarang. So he's going to cure these bleeds that we have applied to him. And he's going to use this attack. Thankfully, if we stay close to him, we should have no problems dodging. Ooh, that is a lot of damage that he's dealing out there. Thankfully, we are not too fragile in this regard. Just a good jump will get him away from us. And Mithrix is seemingly going down very quickly now. These ATG missile procs should help us deal with Mithrix. And just like that, Mithrix is down. So we are going to stay close to Mithrix, so that when he becomes vulnerable, we will be able to hit him with the Samarang. So we are dealing a lot of damage there. And we are getting our items back at an amazing rate, thanks to the bleeds that we afflicted. We know, 28 stacks of bleed. Very good. And Mithrix is defeated. Unfortunately, Mithrix is a bit of a weak boss. You know, I have a 99% win rate against him, and that one time was me playing Engineer. You see, this run wasn't that good. We don't even have that much damage to get rid of the Void Reavers, so they are going to be a bit of a nuisance, you know, lobbing projectiles at us from a long speed. Oh, thankfully one has exploded and killed all of the others. So we have a bit of a slight mercy there. And there we go. We are done with this run. I will say that run, you know, it wasn't the best. We didn't get the best items. You know, I did lose that lunar coin at the start, and that really was the tipping point, at which point I called this a bad run. So, unfortunately, this wasn't the best run. Probably should have gone for a loop in order to try and get more items. You know, we only got one clover, only a few reds. You know, it wasn't a very special run. But I guess it was what you would call a bit of an average run. Let us check out the end screen results here, see our stats, what happened in this run. So, yeah, unfortunately here, we only collected 132 items, and per loop, I'd recommend you collect about 300. You know, we didn't go to the Void Fields, we didn't get any of those special items, we didn't even go to the Lunar Bazaar. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but thankfully, Commando, you know, since he's an S-tier character, it is, you know, not that hard to win with him, especially on Monsoon. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, this video sucked.